Karen Bonifilio, Inner Realms, Outer Journeys. You guys, I have someone that is really spectacular for you to listen to today. This is Sharon Kumara. Sharon, would you like to say hi before I tell them all about you?
Of course. Hello. Hi, Karen. Thank you for having me on. Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching. I'm excited to be here.
And what is really unusual is she's in my backyard. She's just she's just down the freeway from me, and I drive by her city on the way to visiting my granddaughter every time I go down there. And I know everything happens when it's supposed to. So we were supposed to connect now, even though we've been in the same area forever. So let me tell you about her, and wait to hear what we're going to talk about today. Sharon Kumara is a certified psychic medium, channel, spiritual counselor, hypnotherapist, and author of Awakened Soul. And you can find that on Amazon. She's the founder of the Kumara Academy of Transformation, accredited by the International Metaphysical Practitioners Association, is in professional practice since 2005, and I do know how to read, and she specializes in past life therapy, Akashic records readings, and mediumships, helping clients heal and awaken through their soul level insights. Her gifts were reawakened upon a profound near-death experience in 2001, which opened the door to her life's calling. I told you, she's got a lot of stuff behind her name. So we're going to start first, and I would like to find out about your and sometimes my doggies bark, about your near-death experience.
Of course. Yes, I would love to share that. And I will say that I was a psychic kid, I guess you could say. And I think we're all psychic when we come out as children. I was seeing dead people, having prophetic dreams and visions, that type of thing. But being raised Catholic, it wasn't something that my grandparents, because we didn't live with my parents very long because they got divorced, and it's a whole long story. A lot of it's in my book, but they didn't want to hear about it. And so my grandmother's very devout Catholic, and that was something that she didn't want to hear about when we were being raised in her world. So, and it did scare me, I will say. There were so many things that happened along the way as a child that scared me. So I shoved those gifts and those abilities down, and then went on with life. In 2001, as an adult, obviously, but as an older adult, really, I lived in San Antonio, Texas, and my friends and I went inner tubing down the Guadalupe River for a girlfriend's birthday. It was my girlfriends and I, and we were finished with the whole day. We had a really good day on the river. It was a beautiful day. This was in New Braunfels, Texas. And when I went to get back on the shuttle bus that was taking us back to the outrigger where we had parked our cars and rented the inner tubes and things like that, it was full. I was the first one. It was one of those little small school buses. The bus was full, so I started to turn around to get off. They're like, no, come on. Just a couple miles. You can stand in the aisleway. So we did. And I was the one that got on first, and I was the first one that was in front of the emergency exit door on the bus. And my friends had got in behind me, and others too. So it was very crowded. And the bus was pulling one of those utility trailers that had our ice chests and our inner tubes in it. So it was medium-sized utility trailer, which was packed with stuff. And so we're headed back to the outrigger. And as the bus driver, young guy, is driving down the road, we're being jerked because it's a 4 on the floor type of stick, transmission. We're being jerked back and forth. And at one point, he's pulling away from a stoplight. And shifts into from second into third gear and throws me up against the emergency exit door, and the door pops open and I fall out while he's driving down the road. Yeah. And I remember thinking, as I'm falling out of the back of the bus, it was in slow motion at that time, thinking, I can't believe I'm falling out of this bus. And at that point, I hit my back on the trailer hitch and bounce off the trailer hitch underneath the trailer. And I and I bounce again. I bounce off my back and onto my side. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm actually yelling in my head, stop, you're going to kill me. You're killing. Actually, what I said in my head was, you're killing me. I knew something was going to happen. And as soon as that thought came out of my, as soon as I thought that, the back tire of the trailer ran over my neck and my head. And that's when I popped up out of my body, through my head. And I'm looking down at the scene and my body in the middle of the road, and there's no time there. So it's hard to determine how long it's a huge journey for me. It was a very profound journey, but I'm looking down and I see what a commuter bus driving toward me in that lane. And I'm thinking in my mind, I hope that bus doesn't run over my body, because that would make a big mess. And I'm also, I wasn't upset. I didn't feel sadness or fear or anything like that. And then I think about my friends and I'm thinking, oh gosh, this is really going to ruin their day. Cause I knew that I had died, so to speak. I said, this is really going to ruin their day. We had such an amazing day, and here I go and die on them. And this is they're going to look back at this day and say, oh, that's horrible. And it was one of my friend's birthdays. And so she's going to say, oh my gosh, I can't celebrate my birthday because my friend died. And so those thoughts were going through my head, but it didn't make me want to come back. I will say that. And I thought about my sister and her family, and I realized that I was thinking that she has a family. She'll be fine. She'll be upset, because we were very close. And I thought about my partner as well. And I thought at the time, we're not together anymore, that well, he'll get over it. He'll be upset, but he'll get over it. So I'm thinking, all these things about the people that I'm leaving behind. And then I thought about my mother, who was still alive. My stepfather had died, who I was very close to in 98, which actually kind of started the whole journey to my NDE, just really blew it up, my spiritual journey. And so I thought about my mom, which like I said, I kind of took care of. She lived down the road from me. And I felt the presence behind me. And I turn around, I take my attention off of what I'm observing. And I see turn around and I see my stepfather standing there. And he tells me, the first thing he tells me is, it's not your time. And we're communicating intuitively. And I'm saying, but I want to be here with you. I want to stay. I want to stay here. I knew in my soul that this is the end of my life this is what we do. We've done this many times. It's not something that's permanent or anything like that. I knew it in my soul. I already knew that.
Really? You knew that when you were talking to your stepfather?
Actually, it was when I was above my body, is when I knew that I've done this many times. This isn't something that, that I've only done once, which is die or leave my body. That this was another life experience that I must be finished with. Because I had all that awareness as I was watching what was going on. And so my dad, he said, well, it's not your time. And then he started telling me about mom. He said that my mom needs me for certain things, and then I haven't finished what I needed to do. I was a partier at that time, I will say. During that time, I was a partier. Most of my adult life, I was a partier.
Uh-huh.
And I still kept down a job, still had made a good living with what I did. And
Mhm.
so, but I wasn't connected. I wasn't connected like I should be.
Mhm.
And so, and I realized afterwards all the partying was to what I learned as I was remembering everything, that all the partying was just to repress what I needed to heal from my childhood and my past lives. Many, many, many,
Wow.
many times. Yeah. So he says it's not your time, and I argue with him, and
You
then
did?
yeah, yeah, and then I feel, and to my right again, I sense something happening, some movement, and I turn and there's a tunnel opening up.
Oh, really?
And this color behind me kind of reminds me of what it looked like going a little bit lighter blue.
Wow.
And so I turn my attention to the tunnel or the portal, and I see my ancestors. I call it the ancestor tunnel. And I see my ancestors there, and I recognize some from this lifetime, and from other lifetimes that I wouldn't have, I wouldn't recognize them here, but I
Right.
but I did then and there. And I start to
Mhm.
move toward the tunnel. And I'm moving toward the tunnel, and then I see another portal or tunnel beyond that, or inside, or beyond, or behind. I can't say for sure. And it was golden, like this right here. It
Oh
was a
my gosh.
golden white light,
Oh
like
my
the sun.
gosh.
Hmm. Like the sun.
Beautiful. Just beautiful.
And I'm just gazing at that portal, and at some I see a figure coming toward me out of that portal, the golden white sun like portal, and it was super bright, but it didn't hurt my eyes. It was just
Wow.
like looking at the sun. It was gorgeous, and I see a figure moving out, and I recognize him right away as he moves closer as Jesus Christ, who I call
Mhm.
Yeshua, as Christ. I recognized him right away. And again, like I said, I was raised Catholic, but I wasn't a good Catholic. I believed in Christ. I believed in God. I believed there was definitely some higher power that was watching
Mhm.
over me.
Mhm.
Because, yeah, I should have had many NDEs during my adult life and during my life. And which I found out later, I did have one when I was 9. That memory came to me
In
as he
this
was
lifetime, you had more NDEs?
one that I
Oh,
remembered. Yes,
okay.
when I was 9. Yeah.
Wow.
And so and as soon as I recognized him, I flew to him and he embraced me. I knew that I missed him terribly. I really missed him
I
terribly.
can imagine how that felt. Oh my gosh, how humbling. Oh,
It's difficult to describe. It's,
mhm,
I mean, how when a child first, sees their, not first, but hasn't seen their parent, for a long time, for seems like a
mhm.
very, very long time. It was just, whew, and I'm already starting to feel it. I knew that I missed him terribly, and I wanted to be with him
Okay.
again, still.
Yes.
Yeah. And he said to me, "It's not your time."
Oh, no.
And
'Cause you didn't listen to your stepfather, so Jesus had to intervene.
Jesus had to intervene because I
You were
started going down the tunnel. Yeah.
you not only did you party, you were a rebel girl.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely,
Yeah,
definitely. I was always against the grain. I was always the black sheep or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, totally.
I love
And
it.
you too, huh?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah,
We're of that era.
yeah.
We are. Yeah.
Mhm. So he starts to chuckle. I tell him I want to stay here with you, and he chuckles, and I'm like, gosh, yeah. Afterwards, thinking about that, it's just the most beautiful sound.
Mhm.
And he lifts my chin to look into his eyes because I'm just hanging on to him, like hanging on to a child hanging on
Oh
to a parent for dear life. And and as I'm looking into his eyes, his eyes are blue how I saw them. They're bright blue.
Oh, beautiful.
And I knew as I'm looking in his eyes that I could see the universe in his eyes.
Are you kidding?
Uh-uh. No, I'm not
Oh
kidding.
my gosh.
And at that moment, as I'm gazing into his eyes, he was showing me the universe. And as I'm gazing into his eyes, the part of me was being, how do I describe it better in my book, but we're being mirrored. I am also the universe. Does that make sense? I'm
Yes,
remembering that
it does. It does.
my soul, I am also the universe. So he's mirroring back to me and I'm mirroring to him the depth of the universe within our eyes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I've never heard anything so beautifully put through an NDE or anything. That's beautiful.
Thank you. And
Wow.
then he's filling me his heart center. We're starting to connect at that time because I can't, of course, look away. I mean, I just feel this is more than just him and I. And then his heart center starts to merge with mine. And that's when I'm filling up with light and love.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So my whole being
Oh my gosh.
is transformed into light and filled with love and light.
I got chills. I have chills.
Yeah. Just being with him, I knew that there wasn't anything that I could have done or said that I need to worry about, feel guilty about, anything like that. Because his love and his presence washed me clean.
Oh my
Everything
goodness.
was washed clean. Just being with him in that space and in his grace, in his light, in the arms of the
Jesus.
Christ. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah. And so I'm in that space for who knows how long. It wasn't any time. It was
Right.
eternity because that's who we are anyway. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I just am back to who I am. And I hear my name. He calls me Sharon. And so I reluctantly am back and aware of myself as Sharon. And he asked me if I would like to go on a journey with him.
Are you kidding?
No.
You're going to go on a journey with Jesus.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And your stepfather, is he just still hanging out there?
Dad, I don't know where Dad is.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure that he went back to his farm or whatever he is at that point.
Yes.
And and so he knew that he didn't have to stick around. He tried. Jesus says, "I got this." Okay. Yeah. She needs more. So, so I said, "Yes, of course." Of course. So he held out his hand for me, and I took his hand. And I love sharing this because it was just so profound for me. When I took his hand, I could feel every line, every crevice in his hand so intensely. The whole experience, of course, is intense. I'm an out-of-body traveler, and what I found is that the physical part of our higher self is more intense, more real than here. Okay, so our senses, and when I took his hand, I equate it to the way our senses are here, to wearing a glove over our physical senses, to how intense our senses are in the higher planes.
Wow.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Because we're muted here. Our senses are muted. And as we travel in the higher planes consciously, we don't have this physical body, this
right. We have our energetic body.
Yeah. And so, which mutes our senses. So that was so immense. And also people have asked me, did he have a hole in his hand? from the
Oh,
nails. And he didn't, but there was no holes in his hands. And I have heard that they didn't crucify people with holes in their hands. They crucified them with holes in their wrists back
I
in those
know.
days.
That's even worse.
Yeah, I know, because there wasn't a lot. But anyway, no, he did not have any holes in his hands when I was with him. I didn't see any holes anywhere.
Ugh.
Yeah. So so I take his hand and we go through the cosmos. We're flying through the cosmos just like that. And I see lights and stars flying by, and it's and I also say, or the cosmos is moving through us. Who knows, right?
I'm so jealous. I am.
Well, I will say that it was a long journey to
Beautiful.
to bring everything together.
Mhm.
I had a head injury, and people. I've noticed, probably with people you've interviewed too, maybe Karen, that you've noticed that people have had head injuries.
Mhm.
There's something about NDEs that they remember, or there's their gifts come back, or there's something I don't
Yes.
know about head
Mhm.
injuries.
Mhm.
And so we're flying through the cosmos, and I see off in the distance, I see a blue portal, kind of
Okay.
like this, but only brighter blue.
Brighter blue.
See a blue portal. So we dive into that, and then I see as we're flying through the cosmos, and I'm always holding my hand. I see a blue green, what appears to be a planet, an orb, and it's
I'm
just so
thinking it's Earth.
gorgeous. Well, no, well, who knows? I don't know, but
Oh,
we're flying toward that, and we're hovering above the planet, and I recognize it right away as a water planet, an ocean planet, because completely it's like a turquoise color, and it's just so gorgeous.
the whole planet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And we're hovering above, and as we're hovering above, I start to connect to the matrix of the planet, the mother and the matrix of the planet, and I realize this is a ancient home for me,
Hmm.
where I have spent many lifetimes, another reality, whatever want to call it, other parallel realities, but it was in a higher frequency. And and I feel like maybe I came to my mission on Earth from there, or other. Ooh,
Yeah, there's somebody outside. We'll just ignore them.
really good guard dogs. And, and so I recognize this planet as a home that I really love, a beloved home for me.
Mhm.
And I start to connect to the mother of the planet, the mother energy, like Gaia would be here.
Yes.
And I'm connecting to the mother, the matrix, the mother of the planet, her matrix, and I am merging with her. And within those moments, I am her. And I have the consciousness of her, and I'm realizing, or I'm in that space of being in love with every single being on my body. The planet is my body.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love everything on my body, on the planet, from the tiniest amoeba up to the largest whales or whatever, because it is an ocean planet. And I am in love with everything on my planet. I have so much love and caring for
Mhm.
every living everything on my body, because I see the planet as my body.
Mhm.
And in that moment too, I am able to move from the consciousness of the mother down to the tiniest amoeba, and be
Wow.
aware of the consciousness of the tiny amoeba as well. And so I can move back and forth consciousness, tapping into
Mhm.
consciousness of everything that inhabits the body, the mother's body.
That is so expansive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to conceive that is so expansive.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And And so I'm realizing that, and also and as I'm moving my consciousness up, back and forth, up and down, whatever you want to call it, I realize that all the beings on that planet love her just as much,
Oh my gosh.
just as much as she
Just
loves
as
them.
much.
Yeah, just as much. And I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. And it was such an amazing realization that we don't love our bodies, first of all, because that's where it starts, right? We don't love our bodies.
True.
We
We're
don't love,
always finding fault. Mm-hmm.
and we get ill and things like that because we don't love our bodies. We're kind of programmed not to love our bodies. Excuse me, that kind of thing. And so as I hear my name again, as I'm going through this realization
Yes.
of the dichotomy of Sharon on Earth and in this planet, because I'm back with this planet that I love so much, and
So
she
much.
loves us. So I hear my name again, and Yeshua's here. Christ is here, and he has my hand, and we move down onto the planet, and we dive in.
Mm-hmm.
We dive in. And that's where I realized that I have a life here. I have a family here. I am reunited with my mate. I have children. I have parents. I have a community on this planet.
So, if I may ask,
Yes.
was this like a parallel universe? Were you also here on Earth while living that life, or were they separate?
I would say that they might, I'm not sure if it's parallel, but rather higher dimensional. I understand it as a fifth dimensional existence.
Mm-hmm.
And when we agreed to come
Yeah.
to Earth and help Mother Earth and help humanity,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of us, most of us that are, star
Living.
seeds and light bearers and things like that, light workers, agreed to come here because we heard her call. And
Oh.
so, yeah. And so
Oh.
we dropped down in frequency from higher realities to come.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And, and there is no time, and we are infinite souls. So a lot of us have been here a long time. I know I have.
I know. It's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Oh
But,
my gosh.
we're doing it. So that's how I see it is, everything's all at once anyway. So I see this existence as a life existence in a higher dimensional realm on another planetary space. Maybe, I don't know, other planets, or are we just in different realms?
Mhm.
Does that make
Don't
sense?
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm surprised if Jesus wants you to go back to Earth, that he is showing you the planet that so resonates with you, that you feel so much love from everything. Was it just as a reminder that this awaits you later, or
Exactly. He
is
told
that why?
me, yes, he told me when he called my name, he told me that I can come back there anytime in my meditations when I'm back on Earth.
Oh,
Yeah, which I did a lot, but it became too, and in my out of body experiences too. It
mhm.
became so emotional for me that I didn't want to come back. So,
Oh, I hear
and
you.
yeah, and again, I don't know how long I was there because I was in, in the home that I love tremendously, and that's why he had to call me back. From what I understand, but he did say this is here for you when you finish your mission, when you finish your mission on Earth. So just remember that. Yeah.
Did you ask him what your mission was, or just accept that?
No, I didn't ask him. It was something that I knew, not that I recall. I will say that.
Mhm.
Uh, I just realized that, okay, well, I'm not finished, as he, as we were having this telepathic conversation, and I feel emotional with that.
I
Um,
my whole body is responding to everything you say. Ah,
yeah.
I
And I
gotta
said,
have a blanket on my lap. Oh gosh.
I did say to him, okay, I'll go back on one condition.
You're making a pact with Jesus Christ.
I am, yes. If not him, then who, right? So I said, okay, I'll go back, but you have to promise me that I will know that you are with me in a tangible way, and that you walk with me, and that I know that you are with me and you help me through this.
That's fair.
I
That's
thought
fair.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, deal. And
Deal?
before I know it, I'm back in my body
Oh,
in the
just like
middle of the
that.
road. In the middle of the road. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Mhm.
Okay, now when you're back, are you experiencing all the things that a human would experience? All the
Now,
pain? No,
or
when you went back
when I'm
in your
back in
body.
my body.
Yeah, all the
Yes.
pains back with you. Yeah.
Yes, I did not remember my NDE right away. It took me a while, and you may have
All
talked to
right.
people that, yeah, it was way too much for me to remember. It would have blown my circuits. Let me tell you, it would have blown my circuits. It was little by little
How
and
old were you
I was 44.
when that happened?
Hmm.
44. Okay.
Yeah, 44. I think it was
Wow.
44. Yeah, it was June in 2001. And well, now everyone knows my age if you want to do the math, but okay,
I'm older than you.
that's okay. Okay, no. I just had a birthday, so I'm like, oh man, okay. I didn't think I'd make it to this age, to be
So
honest with you.
when was your birthday?
The 12th.
Of September?
Hmm.
I'm the 8th.
Ah, you're a Virgo.
Oh God, yes. Through and through. To a T.
Wow,
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, hello, fellow sister Virgo.
Yeah, we have to stick together because people don't understand us.
Well,
Yeah,
that's true. I don't even understand myself sometimes, but yeah, it's
yeah,
totally.
yeah,
It's a fun journey for sure.
yeah.
Uh,
I
but yeah,
like it.
I do too.
Yeah.
I love this planet, and
Mhm.
I love people, and I love what we're all about. So
Mhm.
I love the mission. I do. Yeah.
So it took you a while to remember your NDE, and I have to know because just my curiosity. Um, you have fallen out of this bus. It
Hmm.
has run over your neck and your head,
Hmm.
and another car is heading toward you. Did that other car hit you also?
No, it stopped.
Good,
Yes.
good. Yeah, okay.
I know, really. I don't know if they would be able to repair me after that, but
That would be a long time of healing for you to get.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally, totally, yeah. Well, what happened was they took me to the hospital. They put me on a spine stabilizer. I was bleeding from the ear. I had road
Oh,
rash. I got up. Actually, I got up from the road, ran to the side of the road. Believe it or not,
wait a
yeah.
minute. You got up from the road?
Mm-hmm.
Sharon, you're not Superwoman, but I guess you are. Gosh.
I, I believe that what he did with me actually healed my body. It doesn't mean I didn't have pain. I didn't have to heal my body, when I got finished, or
Yeah.
when I got out of the hospital. But I believe that the merging with the light, taking me to the water world as well, and it was like a baptism of some type. And
Oh, beautiful.
yeah, and as I do believe he healed my body, because he knew what would happen. And people say, well, you should have been paralyzed or this or that. I'm like, well, I did kind of die, but I did die. So yeah,
I went to another planet.
I know, right? But
Oh my gosh.
yeah, I jumped up, ran to the side of the road. They put me on a stretcher, spine with a spine stabilizer thing, and took me to the hospital. Took X-rays. I did not have a concussion. I know. My
in your
ear,
head. Mm-hmm.
my ear was torn in one part, and that's where it was bleeding. They had to glue it back together, or they used
Glue,
glue, some kind of
super glue.
yeah, flesh glue or something. I don't
Oh,
know.
jeez.
They they joked with me about having tire tracks across my head. My hair was falling out because
Oh, so it did. It did hit your head.
oh
Okay.
yeah, I had tire tracks. Yeah.
Do you have a picture of that?
Oh
I don't
gosh.
want to see it. I'm just curious.
I took pictures of everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Back
I would
then.
document that too. Yeah.
That was like 2 or 3 computers ago. So yes.
Is that in your book?
The story?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And more.
Are the pictures in there too?
No, no, the pictures I didn't save the pictures.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. That was like 2 lifetimes ago,
Yeah.
stages in your life. Yeah.
Mhm.
But it was so I was only in the hospital for about 5 hours and they released me.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
And too bad you didn't remember, because you could have said, well, Jesus healed me. And then they thought, oh, we need to send her to a psych ward now. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's another story. But one of the nurses did say that it was a miracle that I was alive.
Yeah, a miracle. And then you left 5 hours later.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is
I do
just
have scars and
crazy.
stuff. I had road rash on my legs because it was summertime. It was 100 degrees. I was just wearing shorts and a top,
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of road rash. But after that, I started having out of body experiences, and I and Christ was meeting me in the out of body experiences.
Kept his promise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
And my mother passed not long after that because my dad told me that my mother was going to pass soon.
Oh,
And she
so
passed, and
very
we were
good.
really close. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I started um, studying about the afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know everything I could about the afterlife after my dad died, first of all, because I didn't
Yes.
believe that we just go to heaven or hell and that's it.
Mhm.
That I don't know. It just didn't sit right with me. So I found my sister actually recommended a book by George Anderson called "We
Mhm.
Don't Die," and that blew me wide open. I'm like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. I didn't even
Good.
remember any.
Mhm.
I didn't remember my childhood. I didn't remember it, and so I was reading everything I could get my hands on the afterlife, and then I started opening up my spiritual gifts. My mother passed, and
Mhm.
I began talking to her on a spirit board, an angel board. Yeah, an
What's
angel
an
board.
angel board?
It's like a Ouija board,
Yeah.
but with an angel painted on it, and it's just a tool to
Really?
spirit. Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to get one.
yeah. And so it's awesome. So I sat in my backyard and talked to my mom every night and have that conversation because we talk on the phone all the time,
Mhm.
every day. And she brought Christ back into my life through an angel board.
Beautiful. Just
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful. So, did this experience spur you to write the book? Is that basically what your book is about? Or tell us
Uh,
a little bit about the book.
it took me 10 years to write that book because,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, I started a long time ago. Yeshua taught me to journal everything. He said, these are the 3 keys to opening up and healing.
Oh,
One of them, yes, one of them is, of course, reflection, meditation time. The other is journaling, journaling, because we hold on to so much that we can't dive into what all the stuff I was repressing, personally, I can talk for myself. I was repressing memories from my childhood that
oh.
were abusive memories. And so
Mhm.
he said journal journal your dreams, journal your thoughts, journal your meditations and the experiences. And so I started having all these crazy experiences through working with him. I made a commitment that I would be in my room every night at 9 p.m. and study with him every night at 9 p.m.
Wow.
And I never missed it, because what's better than sitting with Jesus, right?
Nothing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Do you
Yeah.
still do that, Sharon? Or
Meditate? Yes.
yeah, and still meet with
And
Christ?
oh, yeah. All I have to do is sit with him and he's there. Yeah.
Oh wow.
He's with me throughout my day. I know he's
That's just
always with me.
crazy. That's crazy.
He's with all of us. All we have to do is
Is open up.
open up and ask him to be with you. Yeah.
I started doing that when my husband died 5 years
Mm-hmm.
ago, and I started doing that, and with Mother Mary and the spirit guides, and just my team and the whole bit. And it's a wonderful feeling. So they are listening to us, huh?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Okay.
how could they not? We're kind of loud. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. Hey, do you by chance have your book sitting there so we can see what it looks like? Oh, let's see
Yes.
it.
It's called Awakened Soul, My
Oh,
Near-Death Journey Home Through Christ's Infinite Love.
and then there's Christ right there greeting you.
And this is what he looked like. They did a really good job, the gal that helped me self-publish, of depicting how I saw him coming out of that portal.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Another question. Why do you think two portals? Why the vibrant blue one and then the golden one? So maybe it was Jesus coming through the golden one to say, hey, you're not done, you're gonna stay. Or I don't know.
I do believe that. I believe that the ancestor portal would have taken me into the realm where we reincarnate or something like that. And
Don't we get a little break before we come back?
yeah. I mean, I don't know for sure. I believe we do. It depends on the person. Depends on our,
break.
because I do say many times that
Want to ride horses and travel. Yeah, I want to break.
Well, I believe that this is the last life for a lot of us here. Okay.
Can you tell that about me? Probably not. Can you?
Well, with the work you're doing, I would say yes. You know what I mean? Yeah, because it's kind of obvious.
And everybody that you talk to, nobody wants to come back. This is it. I'm not coming back to this life again. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it doesn't have to do with the life, but it's the realm we're in. This is a really difficult realm.
And yeah, it is. Yeah.
And so when I had my NDE when I was 9, I remembered that with my work with Christ, because I didn't remember it before. I didn't remember hardly any of my childhood, and all these memories were coming up about my childhood with abuse and stuff like that. And one of them caused an NDE. And I remembered being, and this is very different, if you don't mind me sharing it real quickly.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I am glued to my seat. And we haven't even touched on everything I wanted to.
Yeah.
We're just going to have to,
just a lot. But we didn't get back to what I share in the book is both my NDEs and also the aftermath of the experience, because that's the important part, is the aftermath. And people will say that who've had their own near-death experiences. I'm sure you know that. And how he helped me heal lifetimes, plural, of trauma that I had been, that was buried. So
lifetimes. That's incredible.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
We all have it, which is why we're still here. He helped me remember we come back here back in the past, so to speak, to heal what we didn't heal before. And so that we can rise up, and we choose not to reincarnate back in this realm. So whatever we heal lifts us up even higher, because we're dragging all this baggage, around with us that what we haven't healed. And so,
oh gosh.
Yeah. And I believe that's what the Catholic Church calls being born in sin. I believe it's our past life stuff.
Oh, okay.
Traumas and stuff is
that makes sense.
Yeah. And it's kind of twisted, so to speak. Yeah. Go figure, right?
Well, you were
Nope.
raised in a very guilt-based religion. I
Hmm.
mean, it is guilt-based. Yeah.
I had to rescue my grandmother. I know I'm tangenting here, but I had to rescue my grandmother afterwards, do a spirit rescue on my grandmother, who was very fundamentalist Catholic, and she held a lot of guilt. And yeah,
How
so
did you do
I
that?
was doing spirit rescue at the time. That's another thing Christ taught me to do, and soul retrieval, that type of things. So in meditation with him. Uh, so I lost my train of thought.
Hey, I understand. I do. It happens to me too.
Yeah.
So while you're thinking about that, I want our audience to know I went and checked out her YouTube channel. It's a wealth of videos and knowledge, and she does a lot of live events. So I know that you are probably as fascinated as me. So make sure it's running across the little ticker tape. You check
Thank you.
her out.
Thank you. Yes. It's a awakened soul.
Awaken Soul. Well,
Mhm.
Sharon, we're going to have you back on again
Mhm.
because she actually has 10 bullet points. And I go, oh, I want to know about that. And I want to know about that. And we only hit 2 right now.
Right.
Yeah,
I know. We're,
we were going to talk about galactic beings and we never got there, more commonly known as aliens.
Mhm.
But oh my God, Sharon, you're fascinating. And you've been here all this time. And I'm so glad I finally found you and discovered you. Everything happens when it's supposed to.
Totally. Yeah. I remember I was going to share a little bit about my NDE when I was 9.
Okay, go
Okay.
ahead.
So I'm in meditation. I'm remembering one of the traumas, one of the abusive things. And
Mhm.
I mean, it's like I'm right there in it. I could feel the pain, smell the vomit, all that kind of stuff. And then I leave my body. And I'm just floating. It's very different than the one in 2001. Very different. I'm floating in a darkness. I'm in darkness.
Uh-oh.
A velvety darkness, but it's not a scary darkness.
Okay,
I'm
good.
just, yeah, I'm just floating there, and I feel so much peace. The pain is gone like that because I
Mhm,
felt intense pain for a millisecond, and the pain is gone, and I'm just floating there in this peaceful state where I can breathe. It's like, even though I'm not breathing, but I could finally breathe, type of thing.
mhm, mhm.
And I'm floating there, and um just like with the planet, I feel expanded, where my consciousness as a 9-year old, my consciousness is expanded to where I can access anything I want.
Wow.
And I hear a sound that's like music, but almost like a musical hum, like crystal bowls, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's hard to describe. We don't
Vibration.
we don't
Mhm.
have it here. Vibration like music, and I'm being supported by
Beautiful.
that, and I knew that anything that was out of balance in this space, there would have it would create something, or just automatically tune it in back into balance. Anything that was out of balance with me, it would be
Wow.
tuned into balance, be brought back into balance. Any thought I had that was out of balance with the harmony of this space,
Mhm,
it would, like a mother. I've heard this space called the primordial mother,
mhm.
and it felt like that. It felt like
Wow.
that. So it was tuned. Any thought, any emotion, whatever, was tuned back in. And as I'm floating in that, I see to my right again. I see a light, and start
Mhm,
to form and grow. And I
mhm,
see Christ moving out of the light again. It was like a portal, a light portal, and he approaches me. And I'm not. It's very different. Like I said, when I was an adult, I was happy to see him, but I wasn't at that space where, oh
yeah.
my gosh, I miss you so much.
Yeah,
you
you
know,
were young. You were just a
yeah,
youngster. Yeah.
I just left him not that long, 9 years
Yeah,
before.
to
Yeah.
come yeah.
Yeah, to come to the planet and do my job.
Mhm,
And he said, I want to get right, because he said, you've suffered enough, my child. You don't have to go back.
Really?
Yeah.
Then why did you choose to come back?
Well, what I told him was, but I want to because I'm not finished.
Oh,
I
so
didn't want
you
to have to
knew
come back to.
your higher consciousness knew that you had a job, then it wasn't done.
Yes. I didn't want to have to reincarnate again. I would have lost, that time.
And had to experience some of that angst again.
I know. I didn't want to start over because I was, I'm like, but I put in 9 years. So,
Yeah. Don't you see it? That's good.
I had that awareness as a 9-year-old.
I love how you bargain with Jesus.
I said, but I want to go back because I haven't finished. Well, he's just one of us up, up there. He's not, I mean, he's God. God is, there's no, how do I put it? We're all one. You know this, we're all one.
Yes. Yes.
So there's no hierarchy.
Yeah.
Ooh, and I want to cry with that.
Yeah.
And so he said, "Are you sure?"
Okay.
And I said, "Yes." And then I'm back. So that was very different than in 2001, where I'm like begging him, "Please, I don't want to go back."
Well, you figured your journey was done at that, when you got hit.
It wasn't even started. It wasn't.
I know, because then
I
everything opened up from there.
Right. I didn't even care. I just wanted to be back with him.
I want to ask you something, because I know from people I talk to that some people don't want to experience pain when they die. And some people will hang on because they're scared of death. And I think that you've helped alleviate that, because like you said, when the pain, it was like a millisecond, that you felt that.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't feel any pain when I was run over either. I felt it when I came back. That's when the pain hit afterwards. And as a child, it was just, it was so quick that, I mean, that was my experience. Yeah. I believe that God is merciful. And once we leave our body, that, the body is maybe experiencing some kind of pressure or trauma, but we don't feel it.
But the soul does not. Yeah.
Our soul doesn't feel it.
And then on another note, that bus driver, I hope he changed his driving habits after that too.
Well, what's interesting is that I had a memory of a past life where a similar type of thing happened, and he felt super bad afterwards, but where I was run over by a cart, an oxen and cart in, I believe it was China. And he was the driver of the cart and oxen. So
I was wondering if that was gonna.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And the reason it was repeated,
you have that with that man, that soul.
Well, yeah, and I've learned so much from our soul groups and people that we incarnate with that help us heal, because I hadn't healed that last experience, and there's a lot more to it than that. But I didn't heal that. I didn't bring that back into the whole because I repressed it. There was a lot more trauma with that lifetime. But yeah, so he doesn't have to worry about doing anything like that. I forgave him. I forgave everyone, my abuser as a child, because I knew that
that was their role.
Yeah, totally. And I realized, and Christ helped me remember that there isn't anything to forgive. I asked him. I asked for not that I asked for it, but
it was planned. You had planned that.
It was planned so I could heal what I hadn't healed before. And so it was a repeated pattern.
I hope people that hold on to anger get led to this video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Okay. My goodness, we have to wrap up, but hey, you're going to be coming on.
Yes, I'll be back.
Fascinating, honey. Fascinating. And I'm going to get your book. I'm going to finish. I just started one. I'm going to get your book, and then I'm going to say, hey, can we get together for coffee so you can sign my book?
Yes, I'll be there. We're just down the road from each other. That's crazy.
I know.
Awesome.
I know. Sharon,
well, thank you, Karen.
Complete pleasure meeting you so much, and looking forward to more conversations.
Yes. The feeling
Okay.
is mutual. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.